Let's try this with bouncing sounds in the background because the dogs are doing some shit. Mic is a bit low. Is mic a bit better now? Okay, Mike gets to stay. Hey, hey. So, good evening, new computer, who it is? It is, for those who don't know me, hi, I am married to D, still, so far. I am Mod. Mother of Dhaka, known under many names, other part of the studio on occasion. And since the dearest hubby has a bad case of the man flus, which we do not joke about, but it's an actual thing, so we call it what it is. You know, I'm taking over. He is. So you might hear the occasional grunt, sigh, and whatever. Grunt. Can you type something in the channel? Huh. Because the chat image seems to be empty. Whatever. Not when I'm streaming, no? Hello. Why is the chat not working?
Is chat
Here.
yeah, no, but
Yeah.
someone is on the live stream.
Yeah.
Check if I can fix it. Oh, fine.
I'll just leave it for what it is for now. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be annoying. Deal with it, people. We are so bloody professional. I will also join on so I can see the. Yeah, not new PC. I have a new laptop since like a couple of weeks, and I installed things on it to get OBS working. But there are still some bugs. Like the proper IT person that I am, you don't go to live on production without any issues. And I'm going to mute myself because that seems doable on Twitch. Yeah, the chat box not working. I could stop or I could just continue with shit, and I'm bothering to continue with shit. Also, I have a very, very adult hat on today. So yeah, then we just deal with it without. I'll try to fix it by next time, but you know, I cannot be asked. What am I going to do? I'm going to take you lovely people with me into the wonderful world of cursing at dogs who are chewing on stuff. But also I am going to teach you things about nautical creatures and watercolors. Also, behold my beautiful tea mug. It is beautiful from this side because it's cute. It's a little pufferfish. If I turn it the other way around, it gives a bit ball-sacky type vibes, but it's still cute and it does its job. Okay, so we shall go all hail the pufferfish. What am I going to do? Aha, you see a big white strip of paper here. And my lovely hubby upcycled 4 frames, photo frames for me. I need to have something in it because there is some really shitty watercolor art in those ones that came with the stuff, and I want to put something nicer in there. and they have about this size, and this size is kind of what I need. So I'm going to just quickly minimize Twitch a bit so I can also see OBS and what I'm doing, so I can just have the chat here. Right. I was pondering to turn. I have 4 of these frames in this size, and they're quite long. Now I'm gonna give centimeter people. Those who aren't into centimeters, do your calculation. But I think it's like 60 centimeters. 40. Wait. How much is it? Yeah, almost 60. More than 60 centimeters. Because I need to get special paper for this one. So there are 4 of these ones, and I'm going to be painting all of them with an aquatic, nautical, pelagic theme. And today's subject is going to be Anupias vulpinus, the thresher shark, the fox shark, the North Atlantic treasure. It's a shark. It goes shark. And I will be taking you with me into the wonderful world of frustrated sketches and watercolors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of a gentle frame on the outside here, so I know what it is doing. Hi. But I think I've uploaded everything on Steam Elements, but not the chatbot. Sale de pute. We curse in French today, okay? It's like wiping your ass with silk. Monitor is there. Sneaky monitor. I'm going to remove some things from my box so I can work with things. Yeah, talk away. Which ones are these ones? Oh yeah, these ones are for the other pen. That's that one. And my little eraser. I can move my spood box out of the way. Because I need to get dimensions-ish right with this one. Why, you ask? Because a thresher shark is known to have a tail almost as long as his body. Nothing bad with that one, you know. It's a good tail, okay? It's how you use it. But I need to balance it out more or less proper onto the thing. That's 45-ish, so 45. 45 divided by 2 is 22 and a half. It's not gonna be perfectly, you know, but it's just to have an idea on where I can do things. And it will be in red. And the idea was to go for old school naturalist biology sketches. I have 4 of these ones, and they are meant for my sake, so I'm gonna hang them. The lines do not need to be straight, I just need to be able to work on it. So, I will also show you the 4 creatures. And my microphone needs to be here. Poor creatures, they're not poor creatures, they are, however, as lots of things are quite exploited. That's not that one. We are talking about these buggers. So as you can see, the tail here is, you know, which creates some artistic questions because the YouTube's seems to work, so that's good. Because if I put it like that, even with the dorsal fins a bit, then it's going to be down here and there, and then it feels a bit unbalanced. So I want to have the tail to be flowing out a bit more. So I'm thinking I'm going to go a bit artistic license. This one looks already a little bit better, but I think I want the tail to just flow out a bit more. So yeah, you can redeem what you want, but I have Twitch muted, so I don't really hear anything. So you just yeah, it's the first time I'm trying this one, and it's what do you say now? So we start with a red pencil of doom. Let's see what we can do. It's also a very weird the thing you get with these specific sharks as well is that they have a very off body shape. They're like they are torpedo shaped like most sharks. Shark. But they have very. Of course, I'm just sketching behind the actual image, but whatever, people. It's gonna be a quick. Yeah, they and I'm always doing my initial sketches in red these days. This is a refillable pencil. And I am using photo references, giving a big up yours to the stupid art teacher who went like relying on photo references is weak. You're not allowed to give them the middle. Well, I hope the fleas of 1,000 camels hold his crotch forever, and that his arms may forever be too short to scratch. It is my favorite curse. So how has the weekend has been for peeps? Yeah, my weekend was, had a quiet day yesterday. It was nice to have, a friend pop by as well. This one was a bit. This one is more like yes. Today was shelter time. Yes, there were lots of. Well, I was about to say there are lots of kitties. There are always lots of kitties. However, it was remarkable little kitties, which is good. We don't want unnecessary kitties in there. So yeah, couple of cute ones. Couple of obnoxious ones. That's per usual. But it's good to restart with things to just. It's been a hell of a couple of months. Now I have my initial question is. See, it's short. We're getting there. My initial question is an important one. Is it a boy shark or is it a girl shark? Yes. Ooh. No, I don't want whipped cream on but that one. Do you want whipped cream on your? Yes. Ah, I got apple pastries. They're mine. Let's have some ASMR crunch thingy. Halt! Halt! Whew. Oh, no, Grim. No, sweetie, those are mine. Or something. Why I asked about the Klingon conundrum is because it's quite visible if a shark is male or female. Ah. 2 beans. 2 for the price of 1. I usually go for female sharks because they're, you know, it's but I'm like, fuck it, let's go for a boy. Boys will be boys. I just need to have the but once I have done whatever I need to do here, I can actually start outlining proper. So I like to always start with my little red one because it for some reason it's not real up until I actually use normal pen or lead pencil. And so this is cold pressed Steiner paper for aquarelle. And what makes this one so interesting is, for me, cold pressed paper has texture. Like, you know, when you think classic aquarelle paper, you tend to think of that slightly coarse, wobbly type paper. That's cold pressed. If you have warm press, it's usually smooth as a baby's bottom, and I hate it because I like texture on my paper. One comes in this room, likes his paper smooth, and this is why, you know, I am the better aquarelle artist in the house. Yeah, okay, we continue. Oh yeah, for those who have never encountered, you know, my streams, you know, I'm sorry if you expect sanity. I don't do that one. Hello, Mario. It is a mod stream. It felt like it, and thank you. The hats can do this. It was a gift from Red. So it's gonna be my official streaming hat. And it's warm, so that's important. That's why I have it. And it's Gengar. I mean, come on. What is not to like? I think that I need to move my... I'm testing things in regards to streams, and I might, new laptop since a couple of weeks. I installed everything. I vamped things up a bit, but I just realized that, I need to move my little face window higher up. So yes, we'll see what gives. But for today, the stream chat's also not working in the on screen. I might otherwise, yeah, no. Actually, I don't need to have it visible per se, because the stream chat is going to be... Yeah, but I can have Twitch open for that one. So yeah, the first one of these ones is going to be a Thresher Shark, because I can. You can't make me do anything else. And the idea is to have lots of nautical themed stuff in those frames. So we'll see. I have a sketchbook next to me that is filled with whales and not whales and sharks and shiznit. And yes, sharks are Klingon are sharks because they have two penises. They have two hemi-penises, kind of like reptiles do. I'm gonna take a bite of my lava pockets anyway. Then you learned that sharks have two penises like reptiles, or that Klingon have two penises? Bit wiping the grease of my fingers. No, Grim, it's not you. The kid is mine. Okay. I'm sorry, if you hang out in the stream long enough, I'm quite certain that little factum has been appearing once in a while. It's kind of funny because, sharks, the great white shark family, the Kakadu, and the Alopias one, they have like this quite distinct line between grey and white. Belly is white and top is grey, which makes sense, given that it's the larger species. But I also paint my squigs with that kind of line. The bottom of my squigs is yellow-orangey, and the top is red, and they also have like that distinct line between, because I kind of like it. Right, then I'm going to start erasing a bit of things, and then we're gonna see what I can do more. I have decided to only paint things that I like. My commissions are non-existent, and I hang things on the walls that I like, and if I'm bored with them, I might sell. It feels a bit unbalanced right now because this is the center of the page and this is short. But I think if I write the name here, it's gonna balance out. Because it's not like the most balanced creature on the planet. Because, well, it is. It's So. Also, the ADHD is very strong today, so if you hear any weird noises coming from me, that's more or less normal. Well, ish normal. Yeah, we've really been all day in like squirrel mode. Right. Now that This one is more or less sketched up. Yeah, I'm really like an unhinged art goblin right now. Who's munching on sugar-free pastry. Yeah, diabetes lot. But pastry does not. It's good. Yes, your eldest child does not love you like he loves me. I've rearranged my workstation also a bit, so everything here is art. Before there was like Citadel paints and stuff there. I kind of have them all in my war chest, and I bring them out when necessary. So it's proper. I am going to lock the sketchy worksheet in. Wet the paper, moist. You. Tip of the day: do not dip your paintbrush in your tea. I will move my tea to the other side, and then still end up dipping it in there because why not? So the big question is: do I go for actual colors on this one, or do I go for sumi ink? I can get quite good with sumi ink. Yes, so am I. But it feels sometimes like it's like my go-to thingy, and I should perhaps find some other things as well. Luftwaffes. Yeah, you don't even show. Okay, fine.
It's showing. It was showing.
You were showing fine. Seriously. Yeah, that ink is just, Thank you. Now, one of the things with these nights with the specific sumi ink, why do I have a little head here? It's a little skull. I think. Look at this one. What is this? Ah, it's like a miniature. Oh yeah, it's a little skull. Not suitable, but it's like teeny miniature. Goes in there. I've been assembling some Nurgle boys. And what I like about that ink as well is like this. I got this stick 3 years ago at Christmas, I think, or 4 years, and I use it quite intensely. And I think I've used maybe a finger worth of it. Yes. Sumi is good. We put some water. We put lotion on the skin. And I'm not gonna go for full cream, I think. But I also had some testing. Where is my favorite brush to paint with? There it is. 2 seconds. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Brushes. And now paper white. Little grinding. Yeah, but I saw like a documentary on that one as well, where they have like these little, they burn oil and they have like little cups over them to collect the soot. And then if you really get the fancy stuff, you know, they get, well, I think they add a type of pine resin or something to it. And perfume normally. Well, this one is not perfume because my hubby doesn't love me that much. Then you grind it, and what is nice with grinding it is you can actually feel the moment you have ink because the consistency changes so fast. So yes, I'm a bit a sucker for that. But seriously, some of those sticks can go for 200-300 euros. It's insane. Definitely worth it, don't get me wrong, because that level of white, it's almost archival grade. I mean, you can hang them on. I did an experiment one when I did some semi-stripes on paper, and I left them in the sun, in the window sill. And seriously, the only thing that happened was that the paper yellowed. That was, yes, because you have, I don't give them pastry, so you must know. Alright. Yeah. I think it's also sometimes, you know, people want to reinvent all kinds of old stuff, and part of me just goes like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Supplies. Do this for now. Alright, let me just get my color palette. At once, yeah, right. Alright. Let's start. And if we fudge it up, then we can get something. Stuff like this. Some grays on it. The base tone. It is almost like this. You can see that I'm technically trained as an oil painter and not an oil painter because I also want to put base tone down, almost like. Yeah. If it works, it works. Beauty of working with swimming is that you can get kind of easy use in the same color range. yesterday. My sis and I and the lads went to one of those you could float on the boat with a candle on the central pond in the park. And that was good, write names of people you want to remember. What are you doing though? That was nice. It's been, and I'm going to start working again from 1st of December full time, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Also, mainly because my delightful manager, according to official sources, kept the honor to himself. According to not so official sources, he was sacked. Real sad for him. So yeah, we'll see what gets. Looking forward to it, to be quite honest. Well, working in general, just getting back into the game. Also very much aware that the first days I will be back at the office or just working, I cannot do anything because number one, all my software needs to be updated, all my accesses need to be reinstated and everything. So I know that I'm gonna go to the office the first day and it's gonna be a case of like catching up on gossip, meanwhile having everything updated to begin with. And certifications and stuff like this. It's gonna be fun. I do like testing so much. It was also nice to know that when I went to talk to HR, the first thing they went like, so, what are you doing? Genuinely. Talk openly about HR. That's the rarity for most people. I just want to do something. I have a brain, I like to use it. Well, it needs to be used. And that's good. I'm slowly trying to get back to a sense of normal. Well, normal is relative. We know this one, just like. Yeah. Yeah, I also know that in Belgium now the law got changed so that companies actually need to make an effort more for instant burnout and people restarting work and those kind of things. But we've already been doing that. I fell out and I sent a mail with my doctor's note. And the first thing I did was the next day I already had like a big amount of big flowers that got delivered. Now I hate cut flowers, but I still thought that was with a card like get well. And then I got a mail stating like, so you're gonna be out longer. This is what happens. There is an insurance that will cover for your paycheck. This is what you need to do. Call us if you need help. I got a regular checkup. It's like, hey, how you doing? Not pressuring at all, but genuinely concerned. I was, really, really happy with that one because you don't want to stress with that shit on top of everything else, kind of. But I know that I've heard horror stories from friends in America and in the UK where you just go like, what the fuck? No? Yeah, I felt bad because I felt I had a really bad panic attack at work. I fell out. I went like, this is not okay. To contact with my GP. Can you cut it out, you cunts? Grim, there is yours. You have one of those. You have one of those donut that type Doritos, and my sister has this. Wait, Christian, really? Exactly the same. No, but it's a good company to work for. It's just a bit of rough and tumble in the IT departments right now. And then the one is more, if I talk to other colleagues, they're genuinely happy to work where they are. It's just IT that's. My previous job had kind of okay in HR as well, to be honest. It was more. Yeah, up until we had like that one wanker who became the new head of HR, and he was apparently previous job just hired to do the necessary evil bits because he were the organizations. So it was a company of 150 people, and during 1 year they had 80 layoffs and 70 new hires. And during that period, I just went like, look, if you're not here for 3 months, I'm not learning your name. I'm not going through the motions. And I know that sounds like I'm grading comps, but I'm not doing all. It was like a pigeon coop. Now, to give you any, that's also the company who decided to build their own platform with open source software. You just go like, we're an energy supplier. Why are we doing this? SAP costs too much. It's good for my skills, though. I've learned loads. Not so good for the company because they went belly up. Well, they got bought out by yeah, more or less. Because the mother company was like, what the hell are you doing? Because the big CEO's vanity project that was first supposed to be 4 million euros ended up costing 27. Which we told from the beginning, which was a fun bit. But everyone has horror stories about their work like that, no? Yeah, quite a cost overrun, and it became even more funny because the original project got delayed by 2 years as well. So we had a hypercare period of 18 months. That was fun.
It's not feel.
Stop it! Here, you have your own tools.
It's fine.
Come on. It stops. We don't get that stuff at my current job. We get our budgets also well planned, and then it's also a bigger company, but. Well, the budgets are well planned, whether they're actually followed up equally well, that is the question. But I at least have the joy that I don't have to do the combination IT But customers are Karens aplenty, from celebrities to wannabe celebrities to just, insane dramatic situations. It was fun to an extent. So our shark is coming together. Shark, 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 shark. Shark. I like sharks. I also like Klingons, but there is no. It has nothing to do with the Emmy penises by Pino. It's all for me, P. Me Joe, me P. All for me, P and tobacco. For those who know Irish drinking songs, that's not how it goes. It should indeed. But it isn't. Which creates issues. I always think like, if someone who's never really encountered those streams and just, randomly pops by, you just go like, oh boy, welcome. Everyone's welcome here as long as you're nice to each other. But wait a bit. Behold, it looks kind of neat. That's part of the charm, yes. So we're all mad here. It attracts the right crowd, I think. Or it must keep the blood sugar up while eating shark. Small touches. But I will see how I'm going to do with streaming in general. It's just I can take over when things not feeling super well. But it's also I don't want it to become an obligation because those are things that I went into burnout for a reason. Do not recommend, don't do it. I'm going to take a bit of archival grade marker. Yeah, it's, I need to find things that give energy. Fun. And then occasionally, absolutely. Or if I have a project that's worth sharing, like how do I film 4 frames with It's like with painting miniatures, the eyes is always a... I enjoy the stream with the... If you just take that one out of context, it becomes very... Almost something like, did the one just get releasing the Epstein files? I enjoy stream with the...
Yeah.
At least there are no horses involved or some shit. Too soon? Golden showers. Yeah, but wasn't that one during the last presidency that there was a rumor that Putin had a tape of Donny getting, you know, a nice lemon party going on? I mean, you know, regardless of any... Enough, you cunts! That's indeed my view on politics in general. Enough, you cunts. You know, regardless of your political stance, it's just extremely funny if you just, you know, look at how both sides are spewing shit about each other. Actually be funny, but it is quite... And I find these things hilarious because, let's be honest, you know, the shit we can tell you about Belgian politicians is just... Enough! Grimnir, I will ban you! I will banhammer you so hard you will get banhammered forever. And then you see the cogwheels coming like, what does it all mean? What's it all for, Elsie? I might just keep it grey. Morally grey or... So yes, it is. Try to find the fun in those kind of things, because otherwise you just end up crying with everything that's happening everywhere, and we don't do that. Well, you know, I cry over things that matter. So, and it's a very Belgian thing because we make the most horrible jokes about anything, and really inappropriate, like dark humor, but borderline where people go like, you know, if you're not Belgian, if you're not Belgian, people get genuinely upset. So yeah. Doesn't mean we don't fight for what's right, you know. But you know, laughter is medicine, and it gives energy to pick up and go at it another round. Also, enough, Grim. You are fucking banhammered. Move! Move, cunt! Yep, up! Thank you. Don't make me close the door on you. And then she looks all sad, like, why does mother come to the conclusion that my dogs are petulant Victorian children, well, teenagers more. Get in there, don't you bloody dare! Come on, up! This is yours. That is yours. Dogs. Petantla. Every culture has something like that. Well, yeah. I mean, and it has to do with shoes, and I think it's simply because they were easily accessible. But for instance, clogs in the Netherlands, that was an actual tool of torture as well for children. I'm gonna ask. I think. So, what do you think so far?
Yeah.
Yes. Gonna line it out a bit, and then do the. It's kind of funny because it took me less than an hour to do this. Is it perfect? No, but it's supposed to be like an illustration like the olden days we did in biology. I know that mine are have improved over the years. I learned how to do this one in biology classes actually because I got part of needed to be on the age of 12, 13 already when I got my first biology classes. And we needed to learn how to sketch leaves of trees or flowers and so yeah. We take our dark humor and our biology very serious. Seriously. I'm going to leave the red lines on it. I'm going to just outline. Get a bit of definition. And yes, it's watercolor, it has spread a bit, that's why I like irregular paper. Which is bizarre because I am quite a control freak about things. With watercolor it's nice to have the that bit of irregularity. And this big boy is doing good. Question is now the next one, because they're all this size and this is a bit of a difficult size to work with. I think the blue whale would fit as well because the blue whale is long, but then I'm kind of a bit out of ideas unless I do several things. It's more work. I'm lazy. Still wet, so I'm a bit careful. Will be fine. I might still add a bit of. I'm not sure. motion with it. So yes. I imagine some tea. Have patience for it too. To try, it's like watching paint dry. But what I tend to do lately when I've been sketching, it's like a bit with the Japanese crane as well, is how visible it is. But since I've sketched with red, there's like a little red outline still there. And I kind of like that one. It's like a nod to what's under there. And if it wasn't visible on the camera, it's there. Okay, there is little red lines there. Jesus. Little red lines. Say them 10 times fast. But you shouldn't go like, alright.
How to?
Wait. Normally, if I would go classic like green portrait style, I would paint in some background. That would be blue, because there's the logic, there's swim in the open seas, there is nothing there beyond maybe most tourists to mention. Just take out the paint. I'm not sure we can some paper and see whether I like the elements. Yeah, I can work with because it's not going to be exactly how I envisioned it, but on the other hand, it means that I have. It might lead to something good. It also might mean that I just completely fudge it up, but it'll be about an hour to do this one. That's mainly because I've been being silly as well. Being a silly goose. Well, the watercolors one I'm mostly working on is the first things to dry, so you can do the next bits. Here, my nearest inkstone. Well, I've done your job very well. But not sure how much is visible. See the texture on the paper. When I put glue on it, you actually start playing with the actual texture of the paper. See, wait. These are the sleeping numbers. Not need to go fully blue, but just get some blue over there. So yeah, now that I have the new laptop, I would like to do a couple more pieces. Okay. Maybe also because these are supposed to be relaxation for Dean as well. So it isn't. But like now, he's around. He's still alive. I didn't kill him. Yes. Blink twice if you're kidnapped. Yeah, you can't see him anyway, so. He blinked once, not twice, just so you know. Also, a friend, a sign said something, and it was actually quite nice, and I don't think you received it like that. In the old Norse tradition, when you got married, a man would give his wife kittens because it would be a good way to start the homestead symbol of a. Also, kittens keep mice at bay, so it's smart to give kittens. Um, and we officially got married like we were together for 5, 6 years, I think. Well, he had 2 children and got married. Nothing wrong with that. However, uh, according to the Viking tradition, and I think we got married before because one of the first things I got from you was Banshee. So you gave me kittens. And I'm like, "Aw, you do love me." So I can't call our children bastards anymore because technically they're not going on a wedlock. Bastards they shall be. Forever and ever. In our family, it is. We're just. Because man flew. That also sounds like a very shitty super villain, no? I am man flew. Tremble before me, James Bond. I mean, it would be kind of funny, You know, there is a Swedish children's movie called Kenny Starfighter. And if you ever get a chance to see that one with subtitles, it's hilarious. It's very Swedish, but it's also fun. And there are also things in there that are really more fun for adults than for children. But yeah, so he needs to save the world because, well, the universe, because there is like this dude called Rutger Oversmart with like a big giant head, um, who wants to, in true villain style, destroy the world. And one of the funniest parts of that movie, he needs to get more henchmen. So they have put out an ad for henchmen, as you do. Yes, Kenny Starfighter it's called. And you get really like the most stupid of super villains in that one. Earth, Wind, and Fire, and and Wind is just like a dude with a giant ventilator fan on his head. That's about it. There is Mango Man, the Mango Man. The only power he has is with his power of his mind, he can tip over a mango. Um, and then my favorite, Captain Chaos. And the only thing he can do is multiply items. And one of them loses their glasses and he just starts multiplying the glasses. And he goes like, oops, now we became chaos, no? It's so bloody stupid, but it's like, yeah. So that movie set kind of my standard for what villain name should be. So I'm usually disappointed when you have like, tunnels. Come on, be creative, people. Dark Wanda. Yeah, no, come on, you can do better. Come on. becomes funny.
Also, even just before,
Yeah, that one is true.
like the most, like the worst part about it is that literally he has a handicap.
Yeah, he's disabled.
That's like it, and it's not even joked about it.
But the thing is with Kenny Starfighter is he's kind of like Buzz Lightyear before Buzz Lightyear was a thing, but he's stupid as can be. Oh my god, to the point that his favorite snack is clown ice cream, clown glass, and those are just like frozen ice cubes with a stick in, nothing else. Uh, yeah, there's like an electric fence, and also also in that movie you have Pontus Skarsgård, ergo the guy who plays it, Pennywise. And that blood for me, that was like, when I saw the trailers for it, I went like, Pontus? What the hell? Um,
It has also like it's basically thinking about your fence, but like with electricity and other, but like a big spine standing, you might have electric fence, high voltage electric fence. Yeah, the other guy just goes like, you can't, careful, you can't, it's dangerous. And he's like, he goes like, no, no, it's just the sign, look.
only on the side, and then he gets electrocuted on the fence.
Um,
I'm just thinking, we didn't raise our children all too bad if, when he's genuinely so stupid that Space Command sends him out and goes like, doesn't believe him. Mhm. He comes from a long family of hairdressers. It's it's
just
it's weird. It's funny, but you just go like, yeah, yeah. And then his brother is like, the best hairdresser ever. So they do like, like Glinda does in the Wizard of Oz, like the flick thingy fights and stuff, click offs. And at a specific point, you start fighting each other, and then one of them dares the other, and then they start squeezing bottles of hair conditioner in their mouth and stuff. You just go like, why? Children found it funny. I found that one a tad disgusting. As it's kind of funny as an ex-EMT, that was the thing I found disgusting. I am done with the pit. It needs to dry. Why is it dry? Ugh. My chair is rolling away. So I put a bit of glue over it to give more depth. Tie the thing together. This is a city rag, by the way, but it's good to give papers on because I didn't feel like taping it. No bondage today. Now I'm thinking how I'm gonna do the name writing. In an ideal world, I would use ink. Do I have my ink? I thought I did. Yeah. I put them away so nicely that I can't even remember where I put them. That's normal, boys. Did I put them in here? No, that's more paint. Oh, I could do some glitter on it, but maybe not. No glitter paint. No glitter paint. No glitter! I'm gonna put support lines, emotional support lines. Makes it a bit bigger. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to, if you want to have a deep dive in bizarre Swedish culture that is funny, funny. My eraser tried to escape. Kenny Starfinder. Sweden does have its occasional good thing. No, my inks are there. My inks are there, but my pen is downstairs, so I'll just do it in black. I think. I don't think it's gonna be an issue finding the movie. I think it's gonna be an issue finding a translation. Or like rather a subtitle, because yeah, that just seems to be the difficult bit. Lek, which is kind of funny, but there's also the Swedish word for ink. Mm. All right. Let me see. This one does not come up. Right. Also, behold the beauty that is the pen box. Things that I did during my burnout: wood shit and glass shit. Oh, these ones right on this paper. No, not good enough. And that one is not. Okay. And we just go for an ink pen that is. Yes, that box was the beginning of my I must do. It's a bit too big. That was the beginning of my I must do more things for myself. And usually I end up making things for someone else. This one was not. is where I ended up. I'm gonna erase the extra emotional support lines there. But all in all, not bad for an album of fidgeting about, I would say. Yeah, they're not always the fanciest of fancy, but beyond that one, they get finished. I can put them in the frame and I'll post it somewhere. And then I need to look up what I'm gonna do for the next one, and I might stream that one as well, depending on how my dearest hubby is feeling these days. Today was the man flu day. It also started completely from scratch because there is, sometimes I prepare things in advance, or if I already have a sketch that I want to paint up. But this one just it is shock. Okay. There, it's finished. Thank you. And if I'm not actively streaming, I'm in a stream with the dearest hobby in the background because I sit here working on average and stuff. Anyway, so yes, it was lovely. A nice 1.5 hour stream. For anyone who watches this one later, feel free to, join our Discord. The information is shared somewhere. New peeps are always welcome. And for everyone else, I will see you around next time, whenever that one might be. And have a lovely Sunday evening, afternoon, and an awesome work week. Bye bye.